We frequently fail to recognize that we are caught in a whirlwind of unrealistic expectations, making joy and happiness fragile. Even our most intimate relationships can cause anxiety and profound disappointment. Perhaps you are on the verge of a major event, such as a painful breakup, even though the love has not
Another
yet
inspirational quote you scroll past on your social media feed. But what if I told you that this isn't just a that has stood the test of time? Yes, I'm talking about Stoicism, a philosophy that doesn't just teach us how to endure, discovering how to turn the obstacles in our path into the stepping stones to our greatest evolution. And while that subscribe button and stay with us throughout the entire video, every moment is crafted to inspire and impugning the boundaries we've set for ourselves. But here's where the potent question, why not, steps into the spotlight.
But rather a meaningful journey in which we live beautifully in each moment without being constrained by the outcome. In today's video, we invite you to explore the power of detachment through 7 steps of separating oneself from circumstances, transforming it into a tool for overcoming storms in relationships, work, and facing challenges. But before we begin this journey, I have a small challenge for you. Watch the video to the end and apply all of the principles. Just one of the 7 steps below will help you discover yourself and live fully in each moment. If you complete this challenge, please leave a comment below the video. Step number 1. Establish limits for your feelings. In this turbulent life, limiting our emotions becomes an important lesson, not only to protect ourselves, but also to preserve the relationships we value. Stoicism provides insight into how we can consciously regulate our emotions, not by denying them, but by accepting and controlling them in the context of reason. When we take the time to understand our emotions, we not only discover the true causes of our reactions, but also learn how to deal with them effectively. It takes patience and self-discipline to recognize when emotions overpower reason and decide not to let them control your actions. There are times when resolving your issues becomes a top priority, not only to protect your mental health, but also to better support others. This should not be viewed as a selfish act, but rather as one of self-care. The COVID-19 pandemic has taught us valuable lessons about the importance of loving and caring for ourselves. The pandemic has highlighted the importance of prioritizing both physical and mental health. This self-care entails not only maintaining physical health through a balanced diet and exercise, but also nurturing the soul through personal hobbies, rest time, and setting healthy relationship boundaries.
True Stoic fashion, you'll see these not as defeats, but as invaluable lessons and stepping stones on your path with improvement. Start by setting clear intentional goals that resonate with your core values. Reflect DETACHMENT for growth. Embrace challenges as opportunities to stretch your limits and learn. And most importantly, stay curious.
We feel respected and valued, but we also foster independence and confidence. This is a solid foundation for a healthy relationship in which each individual can pursue self-actualization while also supporting the other. Refusing to listen or assist others is not always impolite. It is sometimes the best option for protecting our mental health and ensuring that when we return, we can truly support them most effectively. Setting emotional boundaries is more important than ever in these situations, as it allows us to stay grounded and avoid being overwhelmed by external pressures. Finally, setting emotional boundaries is not only a step toward personalization and autonomy, but it also serves as an inspiration to those around you. When we learn to live fully and meaningfully in a constantly changing world, we not only improve our mental health, but also have a positive impact on the environment around us. encouraging others to find balance and happiness in their lives. Step number 2. Talk to someone you trust. Learning to detach from others and our surroundings can make us feel as if we are alone in the vast world. It is then that seeking resonance and sharing with a trustworthy friend becomes a lifesaver, a pillar in the storm that reminds us that we are not alone. As a result, talking to someone you trust in step 2 is more than just advice. It is a survival strategy, a way to rediscover oneself. When we open up and share our concerns, worries, or even small joys with others, we are not just looking for comfort or solutions. We are also performing a powerful act of exploration and redefining our limits. Each story helps us to fortify our defenses against the infiltration of negative emotions and undesirable situations. Consider Max, who recently found himself in a series of stressful situations as a result of workplace conflicts. Max felt exhausted and unbalanced, concerned that this would impair his ability to maintain peace and detachment from difficult situations. Max decided to seek help and contacted Alex, a longtime friend and expert on Stoicism. Throughout their conversation, Max expressed his concerns and challenges. Alex listened intently before sharing his thoughts on staying calm in life's storms, emphasizing that each challenge is an opportunity to strengthen will and intelligence. Max realized during this conversation that seeking and accepting support does not violate the principles of Stoicism, but rather is part of the self-improvement and development process. Max felt encouraged and gained the strength to continue his journey with a calmer soul and a sharper mind, remembering that emotional independence necessitates connection and sharing. Sharing with a trusted friend is like opening a new door, letting the light of understanding and empathy shine through the darkness of loneliness and confusion. As a result, we not only create a positive distance from what we want to separate, but we also reaffirm our own worth and inner strength. This is the essence of Stoic philosophy, not to avoid the world, but to confront and overcome it with calm and determination. We all have many relationships, but who can you truly trust and share with?
Engaged, whether you're working on a project, spending time with loved ones, or reflecting on your personal growth and resilience, drawing on your inner strength to push through adversity. So, how can you start giving it all you've got? Core values, your most cherished goals, and your deepest passions. Then, commit to pursuing the act. It's a way of life. It's a choice you make every day, in every moment, with every breath. And as you embrace
more than just advice, it is a core principle that Stoic philosophy encourages us to apply in our journey of detaching ourselves from people and situations that irritate us. A critical step is to rationally consider keeping a distance. Imagine living in a family where you are constantly confronted with heated debates and skepticism from family members about your chosen career. You find yourself getting into arguments with your parents. Regardless of what you do, you will always feel controlled and uncomfortable. In such a situation, rationally considering keeping a distance becomes critical. Detaching yourself from family arguments and tensions not only clears your mind, but also protects your peace and balance. This not only benefits the mind, but also promotes greater personal development. You can devote time and energy to positive activities and relationships outside of the family, which will help and promote your personal development. Detaching yourself from these people and situations not only protects your mental health, but also gives you space to relax and grow. This allows you to concentrate deeply and positively on your personal goals and values rather than being distracted by negative factors around you. Rationally maintaining a distance is not only a self-protective measure, but also part of the self-care and development process that allows you to live a happy and meaningful life while pursuing the goals and values in which you truly believe. Let me elaborate on the significance and consequences of maintaining a distance. When you rationally consider and actively choose to distance yourself from negative people or situations, you are creating a positive and healthy environment for yourself. By doing so, you not only keep your spirit clean and alert, but you also strengthen your resilience and empathy for others. At the same time, maintaining a distance allows you to freely express yourself and develop your skills, ideas, and potential without being influenced by external opinions or control. So, leave a comment and practice distancing yourself if you learned a lesson for yourself in Step 3. Step number 4. Thoughtfully consider the consequences of distancing. Although Step 3 advises you to disengage, Step 4 presents you with an unavoidable question. What are the consequences of disengagement? This is not a simple step, but rather a necessary conversation with yourself about the potential consequences, which not everyone is willing to confront. Understand that every action and decision has consequences, not only for yourself, but also for the people in our lives. Retreating is not always a therapeutic measure, and it can have unintended consequences. More importantly, do not underestimate the power of human interaction. Retreating can be painful not only for you, but also for the souls with whom you are connected. Consider the consequences of this decision, from broken relationships to loneliness, which can strain your spirit and soul. At this point, wisdom
True Stoic fashion, you'll see these not as defeats, but as invaluable lessons and stepping stones on your path with improvement. Start by setting clear intentional goals that resonate with your core values. Reflect DETACHMENT for growth. Embrace challenges as opportunities to stretch your limits and learn. And most importantly, stay curious.
For a moment and consider this. Every time you retreat, you may be moving further away from the world's noise, but you may also be detaching from the warmth of human interaction. Setting boundaries may strengthen your inner castle, but it may also isolate you from shared experiences that enrich and give meaning to life. Remember, for those embarking on the soul's journey, that in the vast world of existence, every action has a reaction, and every decision has an outcome. So, as you consider the threshold of retreat, do so with the responsibility it requires. The rationale of understanding lies in the whirlpool of thought, and our essence is found in the resolve to face the consequences of action. Isn't this an exciting journey as you learn about the practical lessons and knowledge that Stoic philosophy has brought into your life? Before we move on to Step 5, I have another challenge for you. Like and share this video, because every action you take will help us spread Stoic philosophy to more people. Step number 5. Step away from that person for a while. Why is it necessary to distance oneself for a while? This is because, during times of stress and pressure, we humans are frequently caught up in a whirlwind of emotions and immediate reactions, leaving little time to think calmly and soberly. When emotions become too difficult to control, we may lose the ability to see things objectively and thus react in ways that do not accurately reflect our essence and values. In this situation, establishing a temporary distance, a space to breathe and reflect, becomes critical. Imagine you and a close friend get into a heated argument over a difference of opinion. You're both angry, and each word and action exacerbates the situation. In situations like these, continuing the conversation only exacerbates the misunderstanding and causes deeper wounds. Instead, you decide to create distance, allowing both parties to process their emotions and consider the situation from a different perspective. More importantly, reflecting on your reactions may be the most important step toward reconciliation and deeper understanding between the two. For example, after you and your close friend have established some distance, you spend time walking alone in the park, reflecting on the underlying causes of the conflict. You realize that part of your frustration stems from the pressure and stress at work, not solely from your friend's behavior. When you meet again, you discuss this realization. From there, you both discover a new direction in your relationship, a new way to better understand and respect each other. By making space and time for reflection, we not only learn how to resolve conflicts more effectively, but also develop self-control and self-awareness. Essential characteristics of a peaceful and positive life philosophy. This is more than just a lesson in patience and self-control. It is also a process of self-development and self-discovery about oneself and the relationships we share. Using this approach not only solves the immediate problem, but also lays the groundwork for positive and long-term interactions. More importantly, time apart teaches you the value of showing gratitude and appreciation to those around you. When you return from a distance, you often feel more grateful for what you have, realizing the true value of a genuine apology, a warm hug, or simply someone's presence beside you in difficult times. In conclusion, putting a temporary distance between yourself and stressful situations or relationships is not only an effective way to reduce stress and find solutions, but it is also an important step in the journey of self-development, allowing you to reconsider yourself and your values and priorities in life. When you learn to create and use this distance wisely, you not only solve immediate problems, but also pave the way for personal growth and harmony in all relationships. Before proceeding to step 6, let us hear the story of Jack, a talented software developer known in the tech community for his groundbreaking projects. Every evening after work, he spent time browsing tech forums and answering questions from the community. However, he began to feel stressed from the pressure to be constantly online and active, resulting in an imbalance between work and life. As a result, Jack decided to engage in an important practice in Stoic
also
philosophy.
brings a profound sense of fulfillment and purpose to your journey. So, let's commit to this path together, development and self-discovery. That's the essence of this Stoic principle. When the Stoics spoke of obstacles, they weren't that challenges can bring. However, they also believed that within every obstacle lies the seed of an equal or it's also about how you do it. It's about approaching your tasks, your relationships, and your self-improvement.
We must always be online to demonstrate our presence and gain recognition from others. But in order to find a solution and isolate ourselves from situations like Jack's, practicing the following step 6 will be a game changer, allowing you to break free from the shell you created for yourself and live with your authentic self. Step number 6. Give yourself a break from social media. Marcus Aurelius, a beacon of Stoic philosophy, eloquently expressed the virtue of finding peace within oneself rather than in the shadows of external accolades. In this light, pausing social media use is not a retreat, but a reclaiming of our sanctum from the relentless demands of external validation. By pausing social media, we liberate ourselves from the chains of comparison and competition that social media often nurtures. It is in the quiet distance from electronic noise that we rediscover the power of the present moment. This practice allows us to live more authentically, experiencing the world directly through our senses without any filters. Epictetus, another revered Stoic philosopher, likened the mind to a
Tapestry of
fertile
life,
garden.
it's easy to feel overwhelmed by the scale of our ambitions or the complexity of the challenges we face. We think every big achievement is the sum of its parts, each one crafted by individual, seemingly.
Pause from social media provides the clarity and mental peace necessary to nurture the garden of our soul, creating thoughts and actions that reflect our true values and aspirations. This time for reflection allows us to reconsider our lives, focusing on what truly matters: personal growth, meaningful relationships, and pursuing a life aligned with Stoic virtues. In this peaceful detachment, we discover a more meaningful way of living, valuing our inner peace over the chaos of the outside world. It's a journey back to our true selves, guided by the Stoic ideal of living a purposeful, upright, and peaceful life. The silence and solitude we find away from social media are not voids, but spaces filled with potential for personal growth and self-discovery. In this quiet, we encounter the peace we have been
To
seeking,
transform our
not in the
challenges
noise and
into our
distraction,
greatest
but in the sacred
victories,
space of
learning to
ourselves.
live with intention,
Are you
integrity,
ready to try pausing social media? I have a challenge for you. Leave a comment with how many days you commit to pausing social media and show your determination to follow through. For example, I'm committed to pausing social media for 7 days. Set a specific goal for yourself and achieve it. You will discover the true value Stoicism brings to you. Step number 7. Focus deliberately on your fundamental needs. In the final step, shift your attention from the outside world to within yourself. This is the heart of Stoic philosophy, where we can manage our souls
and fear
discover our
that hold
values
us
and
back.
dreams, and decide
Now
what
let's
is
infuse
important in
this
our
with a
lives.
dose of Stoicism. The Stoics weren't about their actions through a lens of virtue and self-improvement. When faced with a challenge or a decision to make, a Stoic would ask about reckless risk-taking. It's about conscious, deliberate choices that align with your core values and your higher self, about stepping into the unknown or up-leveling your efforts. Pause and ask yourself, why not? Why not strive?
That foster peace and clarity. We seek satisfaction from within through an emotional self-reliance process in which we learn to recognize and manage our emotions in a healthy way, preventing them from dictating our state. Daily self-reflection is an important part of distinguishing between basic needs and fleeting desires, allowing us to identify what truly matters and deserves our time and energy. This teaches us to distinguish between what we can control and what is beyond our reach, guiding us to invest in personal development and self-improvement. The primary goal of this effort is to achieve inner peace.
Today we're diving
which
deep
requires us
into
to
the heart of
practice returning to
Stoicism,
our center,
uncovering
setting
how
boundaries
this
to
timeless
protect our
wisdom can be
mental
not
and
just a
emotional
beacon to
health.
fulfilling life, lies not in changing our circumstances, but in changing our response to them. So, how to find peace amidst the storm, or if you're just curious about how ancient wisdom can illuminate our modern lives, urging you to rise above mediocrity and embrace the potential for greatness that resides within you.
To live authentically and purposefully, no longer seeking external validation, but finding fulfillment in ourselves and our contributions. In this final step, letting go of the unnecessary and embracing our true essence leads to a fulfilling and peaceful life. This is the heart of Stoic philosophy, where we gain the strength to manage our souls, explore our values and dreams, and decide what is most important in our own lives. We recently embarked on a wonderful journey guided by Stoic philosophy to learn how to detach ourselves from relationships and situations that are no longer beneficial to our development. This is not only a lesson in spiritual liberation, but also a significant step toward independence and internal peace. These moments of
embraced challenges as opportunities for growth. They didn't settle for a life of ease and comfort. And that's exactly what you're doing when you ask yourself, why not? You're stepping into the arena, ready to engage. So the next time you catch yourself hesitating, remember that you have the power to redefine the narrative. You have the strength.
Which step impressed you the most? Are you prepared to apply them in your life? Alternatively, leave a comment on how you overcame the challenge of watching the video to let us know. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell so we can continue our journey of discovering inner peace and mental strength together. Click and watch the following videos on the screen to learn how to become a true Stoic. Remember that every action you take, every decision you make, creates your own story. Thank you for joining us today. We'll see you in the next videos.